The latest headlines in the Ivy League, covered through exclusive interviews right now. From campus to campus, go around the Ancient Eight with Brian Seltzer, Thursdays on the Ivy League Digital Network. Basketball.
Opening up this week in Princeton, New Jersey. That is where one of the most dominant programs in all of college basketball, women's or men's, resides right now. The Princeton women's basketball team, 11-0, the second best start ever to a season in all of Ivy League history, men's or women's. They defeated Delaware on the road on Tuesday. Dan Loney broadcasts games for GoPrincetonTigers.tv on the Ivy League Digital Network. Dan, how has this all come together for the Tigers?
You had a lot of the pieces in place, realistically, for the five starters returned. But really, it was a refocus on defense. And they have done a phenomenal job. They're holding teams to like 53 points a game. Teams are shooting below 35% from the field. And you get enough stops, and that up-tempo offense that Princeton likes to run, they're executing well on the offensive side as well. It's just been a very, very good start for them.
Princeton, Dan, had that 4-year run atop the Ivy League standings come to an end in the hands of Penn last season, but it looks like right now this program is really dialed in. How have they been able to maintain and sustain success over the years?
You know, I think it's just a general philosophy that Courtney Banghart has really believed in, that she likes up-tempo, she likes defense, especially when you're talking about playing some of the teams that they have. You know, you go into Chrysler Arena at Michigan, and you beat Michigan, a 6-1 team, by 30 points. They've got some quality wins on their resume already. They're getting votes in the national polls right now. The question is, can they carry it through the Ivy League season and get the berth into the NCAA tournament?
The Tigers have Portland State looking to make it 12 straight on Friday. Dan Loney calls the games for GoPrincetonTigers.tv on the Ivy League Digital Network. Dan, appreciate a few minutes.
Thanks, Brian.
Over to the men's side of the Ivy League and up to Providence, Rhode Island. The Brown Bears endured a 5-game losing streak towards the end of November, but in their last 5 games, the Bears have won 4 times. The most recent one, a December 8th, 77-67 victory versus Providence College. Scott Cordisci of BrownBears.tv was there. Scott, you've been doing these games for years. Take us inside this rivalry, the intensity surrounding it, and the significance of this win for Brown.
It's a great rivalry, an in-state, in fact, an in-city rivalry between the two programs, and the Bears are tremendous underdogs every year in this matchup, but they thoroughly outplayed the defending Big East tournament champion Friars. And I'll tell you this, since Mike Martin has taken over as head coach at Brown, they're 2-1 against Providence, and they very easily could be 3-0. Sean McGonigal missed a three-pointer in the final seconds at the dunk a year ago. Mike Martin has his team ready for the matchups with the Friars the last 3 years.
Brown looks to make it 3 straight wins this Monday afternoon versus Central Connecticut State. Scott Cordisci announces games for BrownBears.tv. Scott, have a great holiday.
Thanks. You as well, Brian.
Ice hockey.
Closing out the week in Cambridge, Massachusetts with the surging Harvard Crimson men's ice hockey team. Bill Spalding, the broadcaster on the Ivy League Digital Network who follows Harvard throughout the season. Bill, Harvard on a bit of a hiatus right now, but 6 straight wins up to number 4 in the country, undefeated versus 5 ranked teams. What's been the key to their success?
The biggest factor is they're just an experienced group this year. They've really come into their own. The top line offensively has been tremendous. They find ways to score the big goals, and Harvard's gotten great goaltending all year long from Steve Michalik as well.
Senior defenseman Patrick McNally leads the Ivy League in points, goals, and assists, but how about Sean Malone, Bill, coming back from injury? What impact will that have?
That's going to be a huge impact in the second semester. When you watch the way he played in the 2 games that he got in the first semester, the last 2 games, wins against Princeton and Quinnipiac, he scored goals in both of those games. He set up a couple goals as well, which just really adds depth to the Harvard lines up top. So I think John Malone just adds some more depth to a Harvard team that's scoring goals at almost double the rate they scored last season.
Harvard, the most Ivy League championships in conference history, but looking for their first title since 2005-2006. Bill Spalding following Harvard all season long. Bill, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this week's edition of Around the Ancient Eight. For all the latest Ivy League athletics news, stay in touch with ivyleaguesports.com.
This has been Around the Ancient Eight, highlighting headlines from the Ivy League. Check out new episodes premiering Thursdays on the Ivy League Digital Network.